It's another day spoilt by a game of football at Wembley. What can we say about that? It's obviously depressing. A caveat with, look, semi-final at FA Cup, it looks like we're probably safe from relegation after what Farke has inherited, what we did over 2 seasons. It's just Wembley and it fucking all time. I was there for Villa '96. I've been there for playoff final. Obviously, one of them we went to against Watford. We went to Wales for that at Millennium Stadium. But well, let's just get back into it. I had this whole thing planned out, videos. My father's down here, my brother's down here. All videos of lads going about, drinking, having a great time. And we're gonna cut it in and out and try and make a right good video for you all. But let's be honest, I don't think anybody's in bleeding mood for that. So let's just get on with it. We started off all right. Okafor, after 30 seconds, he wins a free kick on edge of box. Caicedo should have got a yellow. Should have got a yellow. I know it's only 30 seconds in, and I know they don't do that and blah, 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 but we'll get into cheating Chelsea bastards in a minute. Should have got a yellow, but it's too early for cards, which is not in the rules. Enzo had an early shot, saved easily. Caicedo put a ball early on over to Garnacho on left, which shows that we aren't Rodon. We do have that frailty to through balls into space. Okafor, they were a lovely bit of play. Okafor plays ball off to DCL, who sort of like splays it off sideways to right to Aronson, who gets a one-on-one with Sanchez, and Sanchez gets his foot to it. It's not a great attempt, but it's not incredibly poor. It's a decent save. Pedro then struck post. He beats Justin for pace. Pedro won a handful all game. He is quick. He's good as well. And then, he beats Justin on overlap down left-hand side, cracks post, which was a sign of things to come. Enzo scores with an header. Strike loses ball to Pedro, who crosses in from right. He runs down right with it a bit. Striker just got his foot on ball, just got caught. Not caught, he weren't napping. It's just he just controlled ball and he come in and nipped in and that's it. Then Cucurella reclaims that there's an air pull, but replay shows Calvert-Lewin's there. His hand's completely open straight away. He says, my hand's open. You see it on replay. Cucurella stays down. We'll speak about that in a minute, but I've got a lot to say about our Chelsea older selves as a footballing club. Okafor has a shot blocked when DCL were just off to left. He were free. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame Okafor for that. He he's been in form. He scores two at Man U. Wembley, I can imagine you have a crack, but DCL were up and to left. It could have been a different story. It's just, Wembley, kids playing well. Then, Garnacho, the cheating scum fucker, among a lot of cheating scum fucks, pretends to be injured. He pretends to be injured for a while, and then he jumps up suddenly to his feet, no problem. And because he's been down injured, or supposedly injured, and players resumed from Chelsea players as well, then suddenly he's free in space. He's free in space because there's got to be something that happens. We've got to give referees more abilities during games because there's that, and obviously what we'll speak about in a minute with Sanchez, the keeper. They're taking piss. They're just taking piss. So he jumps back up and he's fed on it inside and he plays the ball straight across empty goal mouth. Luckily, there's nobody there to snatch onto it, but it's in a wonderful position. It's a good ball through. If you concede from that, do you go back and look at it? I don't know personally what the criteria, if there is a criteria for that he's down, he's injured, and then he jumps back up and nobody's paying attention to him because he's been down. There's a little bit of bogle Megan Cucurella towards end, but it gets overrun a bit and no comes of it. So, half-time, you're looking at it thinking, Chelsea were better side probably in first half. We had some opportunities early on, but Chelsea had more at ball. They were a little bit better, a little bit more proactive. They were getting those through balls through, a couple of dangerous balls into the box. And Perry, obviously, we know his frailties. He doesn't come out for anything ever. And he's very attached to his line. Rodon and Stack come on at half-time for Biol and just, Stack obviously weren't supposed to be fit for another 2 weeks, but is there. And we were suffering with, not against Tanaka, but, you know, Stack's the guy that puts the balls in the box for us. Stack takes free kicks, Stack takes set pieces, and Tanaka's just not quite on it for that. And it's also nice to have Tanaka in that opportunity to drop off at back post that he used to do. And I mean, he still does. It's just that he hasn't come off for a bit. So Stack shoots, I think, about 30 seconds into the second half, sorry. It's a rasping crack. It's at Sanchez and it's early on, but it you know, oh, bloody hell, gets your blood going. We're still in this. We've seen us come back games before. We are dogs. We do fight. Pedro receives ball in box at a little bit of a squeaky time where Tanaka, Ampadu, and Bogle are all scratching about to clear it, and I think it's Ampadu that does. Then I think it's Lavia, but I can't remember because I was shouting a lot. But I think it's Lavia who runs over to Sanchez, instructing him to go down, which he does. And camera tracks this and watches the entire thing. As he's taken instruction, he runs over, he tells him to go down, and he does, and feigns an injury. There is nothing more concrete evidence-wise for exactly what he did. He wasn't running, he wasn't moving, he wasn't complaining, and he certainly wasn't limping, and then suddenly, out of the blue, after speaking, he drops to the floor. He has been 100% instructed to go down so that all instructions can be taken. Ampadu gets in there, there's all hustle bustle. It's getting ridiculous. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. And now I am proud. And I said it to my father before, and no doubt we'll speak about it in future. But this all, if we'd have done Dark Arts, and I get it, we'd probably be a little bit further on. We'd be a little bit higher up the table. We would have held on to games later. But I don't want to be fucking Chelsea. I don't want to be watching Caicedo do that constantly. I don't want to watch our players act like Garnacho rolling on the floor, or I just don't want to see it. I think it ruins the sport that we all love. Obviously, we all love Leeds, right? But all football fans can agree this is not good for sport. And, well, everybody does Dark Arts, we should do it now. Not for me. Comment. You know, don't forget to like and subscribe, but comment if how you think about it, because I understand where we would have benefited from it. But I just think it's fucking awful. It's anti-football. It's anti-sportsmanship. And to see it today, there's never been more clarity on that decision being taken. That he runs over, he speaks to him, and he drops to the floor, and he'd not moved up until that point. He was walking. Nothing wrong with him to suddenly cramp. That's bollocks. That's absolute shite. And I think it's a disgrace. And if it were just that one, but it weren't, that what our Chelsea approach today. And I mean, these are multi-millionaires. This is one of the richest clubs on planet Earth. And to have to resort to that, I just find it horrendous. And I'm glad we're not a side that does it. I were a little bit embarrassed when DCL went and moaned about having his airport, to be honest, at Scum, because that was the first time I'd seen us do out like that this season. And I mean, I'm not against it, and I'm not against us doing it, but I don't like it, and I'm glad that we don't. But let me know how you think about that, because I know my father and our Jordan, they think very differently, but I just think it's a fucking disgrace. Stack shoots wide a bit later on from a free kick. It's wide enough. There's no special. Tanaka misses one inside box. Nemecha and Nonto come on for Tanaka and Okafor, and I thought this at time, I was sad to be proven right, but that took us width away. You know, you saw very early on then, Okafor were working well on left with Goodmanson, and you saw straight away Goodmanson just isolated, nowhere to go, stranded out wide alone. Because obviously Nemecha's not a left winger, although he does peel off to that side, it's still more a central role. It took us width away, and as width after half time, having that ability to have Stack move forward, as width worked for us. It worked for us really, really well. And then you saw it with Nonto on right suddenly, that they were a little bit more happening down right hand side instead of left. Now, if we could have put Nonto on for maybe Aronson, or maybe James on for Aronson, and kept that width, maybe we'd have got something out of it. Because I'm not against Falk, you know me, I'm not. But what I will say is that I think we could all see that in that second half, we were working them wide areas, and we were getting through, especially on left. Now we didn't really have no wide on right because you've got Aronson playing, and he tends to drag into middle a little bit more. Now, if you'd have got James there, you're doubling up on that. That pace, I know James's balls in box aren't very good, and he's been out for a while, but you could put Nonto there. But anyway, fucking Martin does it. Yeah. Longstaff comes on for Aronson. Neto throws him centre ground, holding his face. And Bogle gets a yellow. I mean, he don't touch him. His arm's a little bit up as he's moving. He don't hit him in face. He goes down. Chelsea are cheating bastards. And if you're a Chelsea fan listening to this, so please do comment, right? We, as Leeds fans, we've been fans of a club that were completely mismanaged. And there were players we struggled to get behind, and there were players, especially when we got relegated last time, like fucking Mark Rocker, that did not give a shit that we were going down. Did not have that faith and that tenacity. Now, as a Chelsea fan, imagine, are you happy with that? Are you happy with seeing that as a way to break down time? Because it was throughout the game. It weren't only second half. And obviously, you'd love your club. Nobody's doubting that any fan don't love their club, their respective club. And however you feel about Leeds fans and however we feel about Chelsea, which is the beauty of sport, and we all enjoy it and love it, realistically, we all love the same sport. You can't be happy with that. You can't. I won't be. And I've seen us play like that. I won a season ticket when we were in League One. Fuck me, there was some awful football here, and there were some awful footballers. But if you were putting out 110%, you were trying to stay on your feet, you were trying to play balls, you didn't have that much of a problem with him. You didn't have that much of a problem. You can't be happy with that. You can't be. I won't be upset with I'd be embarrassed by the way that they have to act from early on, because I think it's akin to cheating. But, like and subscribe, let us know. I'll speak to my father tomorrow and my brother and see how they're feeling about it, because obviously they're on big journey back. This is the first time we've been, to Wembley, and I haven't been there, and I think that's my only saving grace. Thanks for joining Big Fish Theory, and I'm hoping you all have a nice afternoon after that shit show. Have a good one, Leeds.
The Big Fish Theory, a Leeds United podcast.